This is Fano with an hour with the Wolfpack, and this is my segment Stepping Out of Babylon, and it is day 55. Today's date is March 16th, 2016, and today I did the usual diet. For lunch I had a salad, then I had some kefir, raw kefir, and then I went bowling, and I did pretty good. But then I decided to have a meditation meal off of like one slice of pizza, and that one slice, I didn't eat the crust. It didn't really make me feel sick or anything. Maybe I'll see tomorrow. Did feel like a little acid reflux kind of ish. The weird thing about it is like it tasted like not even like good, just tasted okay, but I just kept wanting to like eat it. Like kind of like a chemical reaction to like eat it. Then afterwards I was just like, and it was just kinda like made me more hungry, which is weird. Then I had another meditation meal, so I guess I kind of did pretty bad today. I had a bean burrito, which, it's not too bad, but the flour tortilla is bad. So, I don't know. Today wasn't too good on the diet. But I guess, like, the thought that I have is like, oh, well, whatever, it's not that bad. But, it's kind of like in reality, like, the slice of pizza was nothing at all. And then it's like the bean burrito is not nutritious at all. I guess it's like, yeah, and plus I did eat it towards late at night. So I guess those are just bugs, and I wasn't being conscious enough to stop myself or just be like, nah, I'm done with that. So, I don't know. I just think it's like those chemicals in the food. Like, that's what really gets you. And, it's not like I felt like how I feel after I eat a salad or after I eat like a real healthy meal or just like maybe like a smoothie. But what's funny too is the other thought is like I still eat. Even eating that plus eating what I ate today, most people be like, "Well, you eat pretty healthy." And like me, I'm being all like super hypocritical or super. What's the word? I don't know, like judging myself of like being super healthy. And the thing too is just like if I had tons of money, like if I was like a millionaire, like no way in hell would I even think about eating pizza or even for like a meditation meal. Like a meditation meal would be like maybe like a different type of meat or something organic. It's just the difference is like how much money you make, because it's not like I can't afford to eat all the super healthy stuff, but there's a lot of like things that I would want to get, but it just costs like a lot of extra money. It's like, I don't know, if we want to eat like just fruit for one meal, like want to make a fruit bowl organic with like different melons. That's not that expensive, but it's still extra money. So, that's like really like life. It's all reality, it's just, I wish everyone had unlimited sources of everything and could kind of decide what they want to do. But also, what I do find, no one I know at the moment is eating what I'm eating. I'm not dating anyone that's eating what I'm eating. I just like went on a date with a person that said the way I eat's too extreme. I guess a lot of people are just scared of the idea. That's why people probably tell me like, "Oh, well, you should date like a hippie person or whatever. And it's like, no, I really believe that there's got to be somebody out there who is just like a normal person like me that just is more conscious about eating right. And I mean, also too, like I do feel bad a little bit about eating a meditation meal because it's not like I'm fully breaking my diet, but I just won't be able to see like the full results of like eating like super clean for X amount of days. I mean, like the little things that I do eat, I don't think it's gonna make that much an effect, but it would also slow down my process of how much weight I would actually lose and how much muscle I'd gain, so and so and so, and how well my brain would be cleaner. So I mean, it does play a part. It's not as bad if I was eating 3 bad meals a day plus like a candy bar in the middle of that and drinking. The drinking part though is not on my diet, but like I would feel more bad once I have a beer or something. Since it's been so long, but then there's the whole argument of like what's being human and what's not being human, and then I also think at the same time, well, humans don't drink beer. That's not really no indigenous people brew alcohol or make candy bars and things. It's like doesn't really exist. The closest thing they'll have is maybe like some type of fruit that they find. So I think what I'm trying to say though is like a lot of what they call being human is really made up foods and things. Just because you ate it your whole life doesn't mean it's like really good for you. Another thing I saw, like in somebody's Snapchat or whatever, they had a picture of like Lucky Charms. It wasn't like Lucky Charms, like some off-brand, but it was like some marshmallow type cereal, and I just like think in my head like, man, I remember when I was a kid and like that tastes pretty good, but it's just a bunch of sugar and shit. Then I think like, man, like I used to eat cereal that was pretty hardcore GMO and sugar, and the milk I ate was not raw milk. It was normal pasteurized fucking pus mucus milk that's so rancid they if it was left the way it was, no one could eat it. Plus it has probably cancer and all sorts of shit in there. And I think, like, man, like, the world's fucking nuts. Like, when you really think about how toxic a lot of food majority of people eat. And I went to, like, Food for Less or I don't know, like, last week. And that really, like, broke my heart. I went there to get beer from my dad, which is not good, but I went there and I just saw, like, this family who was probably like from Thailand or something shopping there. You know, they all looked kind of like sick in a way. And all they were buying was bottled water, apple juice, which is not even real apple juice, in a plastic container. This is all in plastic too, which is really, really bad for you. And then they had like chips and like something else, and like it was just like bread, and I think so. It really was just a bunch of sugar and different types of items, and they spent like $80. And the dad, he bought like 3 beers and like chicken, and I was just like, God damn, the chicken is genetically modified. This guy's drinking genetically. He didn't even buy like good beer too. He bought like malt liquor beer, which is like super GMO crap. I was like, it's like, man, like it's just crazy because you think that, you know, this is just one little window of reality, and there's like millions of people that eat like that person, and they're all in the poverty level. you're basically just addicted to sugar. And I just feel bad for like the kids, you know, like whatever for the adults. But these children like grow up eating that shit and it's not food. There's no nutrients in it and Jesus. And like I remember like when I was a kid and I ate that stuff. I mean, when I was a kid I didn't eat like that bad. But I mean, we didn't really eat organic shit. So it's just fucked. I mean, that's just the stuff that bothers me the most is like seeing kids eating it without knowing, and their parents feeding them without knowing. And the fucking worst, is seeing like little kids, like 2-year-olds, 3-year-olds, where their parents bring them to like a taco shop or like McDonald's or something. Fuck, that like fucking just so horrible. So horrible. Or even like when people buy their like little kid ice cream or a candy bar. It's fucking bad, man. That's like cancer, GMO, garbage. And it's acceptable. Like, that's what's so crazy. Like, you go by a store and buy your kid a bunch of ice cream and a bunch of sugary shit, and no one even bats an eye. They're just like, that's normal. That's reality. That's life. Whatever. I'm gonna eat it. I'm dying. It's just like... And then we have these people running the world. You know, or maybe the people that run the world don't eat this stuff. I don't know. But you have a lot of people in authority roles that eat that bad. So you wonder what's going through their mind. Teachers eat that bad. Doctors, nurses. People feed their dogs stuff worse than that. Oh, man. I don't know. You can call it like sin. Or we are sinners, or we just don't know. I mean, it just kind of does bother me to realize that, like, you have to be consciously aware to eat right and to fight all these urges and things that constantly devour your thought process just to kind of be, you know, better in this world. And then still do all the other stuff, like work out, learn things, do your arts, have good relationships, have kids, have animals if you want. And the funny thing about it is people don't like talking about it. Every time I bring shit up like that, like, you're negative, you must be so depressed, that's depressing. And I just think like, dude, do you realize that's fucking reality as it is? Like, I don't care how much you put your head in the sand. This shit is still happening 20,000 fold. It's just because you choose to completely ignore it. That's why life's so hard. Because there's all this bullshit. And people want to just ignore it or not talk about it because it's depressing. Well, fuck. You know, if we all walked around without fixing our teeth, none of us would have teeth, and we would wonder, what is wrong with this world? If none of us could wear glasses, we'd all be fucking blind, or at least a big majority, and we'd wonder, why the fuck is it like this? Same thing if you didn't have inhalers or anything like that. You would just fucking die, or your body would fix itself. Same thing with diabetics. You know what? If they didn't have some fucking chemicals, they would just die. And people would be like, whoa, fucking sugar is doing this, so let's ban sugar because that's giving everyone diabetes and there's no way to fix it and they're just dying off. You understand? It's like almost in reality, if we just let stuff be without putting band-aids over everything, we would actually change shit. But we band-aid everything. We band-aid how people feel. We band-aid all this stuff instead of just growing and fixing things. It's like we're in this big gray area of life, and it's not gonna get any better. It's just gonna keep they're just gonna keep covering stuff up, covering up thoughts, covering up events that happen, covering up illnesses, covering up relationships, covering up all this stuff. It's like, let life play its course. Stop trying to play God. You're not God. Just let the world do its thing. And people be like, whoa, what do you think? People that can't see shouldn't wear glasses? That's horrible. That's mean. I mean, there's a big goddamn majority of people that wear glasses or contacts or something of that sort. There's a fucking problem. Now, if you keep covering up, you're definitely not going to work on it. A lot of people's teeth are rotten, falling out, would be gone, but now they just put fake teeth in people's mouths or they cover stuff up. Like, come on. You know, you would really wonder or what's going on or try to change stuff if you saw everyone with no teeth walking around. It's the same thing with diseases, though. It's like a lot of these people look like fitness models or whatever, and then they fucking have cancer, or they have like a tumor, or they have something wrong with them inside. Just because you look prettier on the outside, or you mask up everything just to look pretty on the outside, inside you're just fucking, you could be dying on thousands of different levels. And so what I'm saying, though, is like, you have to eat at least 99% healthy. 80%. At least 80. No, I'd say even at least 90. 90% daily eating healthy. Or you're fucked. And your thoughts are fucked. And I would even think that you'd think that stuff would get better. I mean, I watch these people on the internet. I watch people on TV, and there's just fat people, sick people, skinny, sick people. And it's just like, all these people are worrying about all these things. And the reality is you're so sick inside of your individual body and your individual reality that it doesn't matter what's going on around you. You want to be able to survive in the wilderness. A lot of people be too excited to survive in the wilderness. They think going out in the wilderness is a fucking game, and this would blow up. They couldn't survive. And that's where we live in. It's like a big hamster cage, and maybe one day you'll get to go into the outside of the hamster cage and see what's reality. And that's the thing. It's like, man, you can't escape all these genetically modified peoples and their people and their thoughts, and animals that are genetically modified, plants that are genetically modified. Everything's fucking modified now. Or maybe it's always been that way. So, I don't know. I guess just find the peace inside yourself and just eat right. Because literally that's all you can do is just eat right, eat right, eat right. Maybe find someone to have kids with who wants to eat right, and then just do that. And do jobs that help people, not kill them. Yeah, not make people sick. You want to help lift consciousness. You know, that's the reality in this reality, but, you know, maybe that's why people talk about faith, but, you know, I have an issue with just believing in things, and that's it. I think you should believe in things and believe in yourself. So, under like that, and this is Fano from An Hour with Wolfpack, and this is my segment Steppin' Out of Babylon, and this is day 55. Today's date is March 16th, 2016, and I hope everyone lives with love and compassion, because if you don't love yourself, then you can't love anyone else. And you also definitely can't